Okay, let's get some live reaction now and cross to Janelle School of International Affairs. Dean Dr. Sreeram Chaulia, you're very welcome back to the programme. So a lot of developments just coming in, as you could understand, in the past half hour or so. The Met, the Metropolitan Police, they have confirmed that a counter-terrorism probe has been launched. Your thoughts on this, first of all?
It has the hallmarks of neo-Nazi, far-right Islamophobic attack. If you see, there are devotees coming out of a mosque who were mowed down by what seems to be a white nationalist or a neo-fascist attacker driving a van, and it seems to be to do a tit-for-tat on what the far-right in Britain thinks is rising power of Islamists and of jihadists, who have, of course, carried out a series of attacks over the last few months. So it's like a cycle of violence, because on one hand there is the Salafist ideology, which does not believe in coexistence with Christians, but on the other hand there are these extreme right-wing Christians who believe that they are also ready for this battle and for this war against Muslims. So unfortunately, innocent people coming out of prayer from a mosque have been run over. This is a hate crime, whether you call it a terrorist attack or a hate crime. I mean, these are actually condemnable incidents, and they actually increase the radicalization on the other side as well, because now the Islamists will say that, you see, they will never accept us in Britain, and there's racism and there's Islamophobia, and therefore we have to hit back. So copycat kind of attacks using the same modus operandi and occurring one after the other shows that Britain's social fabric is being completely torn apart.
Yeah, just some of the details about it. They haven't been confirmed yet, but apparently an elderly man had fallen over, and some people coming out of the church on the street outside the mosque were helping him up, and that's when the incident happened. What do you think could motivate somebody to run over a group of Muslim worshippers, you adults and children alike, at this towards the end of Ramadan, the festival, this people coming together?
The atmosphere is extremely heated and polarized. Since the jihadist attacks in Britain over the last few months, the far right in the UK has become active, and they believe that they must hit back, and this is seen as a revenge. So, framing of the entire community as the enemy or as the other is the basis for dehumanizing them and then attacking and mowing them down like this. And I think we can also, as I said, expect reverse revenge attacks. So this is what is happening now, and in a way, it is creating a sense of complete alienation of minorities from the mainstream in Britain, and it's actually a big stab in the heart of the multiculturalism of the UK, because it doesn't seem to be working, because the radicalization is happening on both sides, be it the Islamophobic far right or the Salafists and the jihadists on the other side. So it's like a clash, and what is happening now will motivate more young people on both sides to do this. And I think the far right is always looked at migrants with a lot of suspicion, and now the way they have attacked in Finsbury Park. Finsbury Park, remember, is a place, where some very, very hard-line Salafist preachers had motivated people to join Al-Qaeda and ISIS in the past. Abu Qatada, Abu Hamza, all these hate preachers used to operate from this very mosque. But now it's been revamped, and the British government is monitoring it closely, and they have brought in moderate imams. Nonetheless, it remains in the collective memory of the far right that Finsbury Park is the place from where the so-called Islamic tide had surged in Britain and had led to radicalization. So I think the far right wants to look for a soft target. They cannot obviously go to Syria and fight ISIS. So they're looking for any Muslims they can find anywhere, and then say that we are taking revenge on this enemy community. So it's like a blanket demonization of the other that is happening, and that is what is motivating them to resort to such barbaric actions.
So I'm just looking at the broader context in the UK. The country, as we've been talking about, has suffered a wave of terrorism. We still don't have a government after an inconclusive election. Are the authorities simply overwhelmed by everything that's going on, and incidents like this would not be easily sorted out, or do security services just get on with the job at hand, government or not?
No, there is a perception of chaos right now in Britain. Theresa May has been criticized for the recent fire accident as well, and it seems like there is a kind of a breakdown of authority. I mean, the state in Britain has traditionally been very strong and very intrusive as well into communities in policing and intelligence. But what is happening, I think, now is because of this inconclusive election and the uncertainty around Brexit, overall there's I think, a weakening of authority, and that is being certainly creates a vacuum which can be taken advantage of by these radicals, be it from the neo-Nazi camp or from the jihadist camps.
Dean at the Jindal School of International Affairs, Dr. Sreeram Chaulia, thanks for giving us your take this hour.